So you should download two files for this. The Excel exercises from Blackboard, Lab 2A, and this one with the doc file, which gives the instructions. Okay, so this Excel file is a sample file. All right, so is review with you the basic environment, some of the functionality, and then we'll go through some examples. All right, so this is set up pretty much similar to the Microsoft Word software, in that you have several functions that are grouped according to the category of function, and they're placed inside tabs. And these tabs are very similar to the ones in Microsoft Word that we've already looked at. Now, a spreadsheet is different in that it is a table. There are a set of tables in which you have columns labeled A through infinite, really, an infinite number of rows, labeled 1 through whatever the row is. Okay. And when I click in a cell, these columns and rows create a set of cells. And when I click in one, I'm looking at that cell, and it can contain numbers, it can contain text, and it can contain formulas. So when I'm in this cell, let's say C5, the formula bar here is the thing is the place where I can edit the contents. So if I backspace, make that a 40 instead of 400, see what happens. So, but now I can come back here and change that back again. Okay? So that's the formula bar, and I can edit stuff in there, edit the contents. I can format the contents using these buttons. Right? So we're gonna look at that in a few minutes. I can change the size of the columns by coming up here, and when I move the cursor into this top row, the label row, you can see it changes to a down arrow. If I left click on that, that selects that whole column. Now I can change the width of that column. If I come up here and move this over to the right, see when it reaches the boundary between two columns, it changes into a double arrow, horizontal arrow. If I click and drag, I can change the width, and it shows the dimensions of the width there as I move it. Similarly, for the rows, notice it's when I'm over here in the label area, it changes into a right arrow. If I left click, that selects that row. If I left click and hold, I can select multiple rows. So you should play with that a little bit. If I move up and down to a boundary line between two rows, it turns into a double vertical arrows. And if I left click and drag, I can change the height of that row. Okay, so that's a nice little feature. Okay, so if I want to change the height of these, say these rows in the table from 2, so bring this cursor over here into this area. When it turns into a right arrow, left click and drag, and that selects these rows. Okay. And now I'm going to wait till it changes into a double vertical arrow, and I want to click and drag so that it's 30 points high. 72 points equals 1 inch, by the way. So now let's see this. I want to change the format of the budget column to dollars. So I'm going to highlight, left click, and then drag to select. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to change the number format right here to currency. And if I make this just a little bit wider, I have, let's see, I want to make it a little wider. I have these tools available to me. I can reduce the number of decimal points or increase at will. Okay, so that's a nice little feature as well. Now I can change the alignment of these. Let's say these titles. Say let's make them boldface, and let's make them 14 font. I can change the alignment here by clicking on these things, vertical and horizontal. If I center them, I can also come up to this format cells, and I get a dialog box that really gives me a very deep access to the formatting of the cells. So I click on alignment. I can even do 45 degrees like that. But I'll undo that. I don't want that. Okay. Now, if I highlight these titles and do control right click and format cells, it brings me to the same location. And so I have a very deep access to lots of formatting stuff. Okay. So what else do I want? Oh, I don't like the formatting, so I'm going to clear all of the formatting here. So if I highlight that and edit clear, I can clear the formats like that. Okay, so let's do a just for fun here. Let's do a standard table styles that I can use here. Pull that down, and there's light, medium, and dark. But let's do a medium one. See what happens. It automatically does a nice formatting. I can make this. Oh, by the way, I didn't say this. Sometimes too long, sometimes too short. If I come up here to where it goes into the double arrow and I double click, it automatically fits to the contents of the cells. Similarly for the budget and for the subcode. Now, when I have an auto table like this, I can actually click on that down arrow and sort, for example, using that one. Or descending, ascending. See, descending, it sorts the whole table. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to undo. Oh, I did all these sorts. I want to undo the. I want to undo the automatic table if I ever get there. I can keep undoing here. There we go. I want that plain. All right, so now let's type in a new value here, Gary squared. I want to do Gary squared, or you can do your own name. Gary 2, how do you do a superscript? Well, I can highlight this 2. And I don't have superscript here. It doesn't fit on this because there's just so many either control, or I can either right click or I can come up to cells, format cells, and superscript. So now I have a superscript here. So you can do some nice formatting inside the cells as well of text. I can center vertically, horizontally, right, bottom, top, and so forth. Okay, now I'm getting tired of this, so let's do the money thing here again, and let's do nearest dollar. So I just double clicked on that button here that reduces the number of decimal places. Okay, I think that's it for now, and we'll continue with formatting in the next video.